Hey everyone, it's Alfred here today, and today I'm actually going to be taking you guys to British properties, but it's actually near the very, I guess, edge of it, so to speak. And the difference between this and I guess the other British properties that I showed you guys is, for this one, it actually looks over more of the, I would say, the water, or the, not the main town, but over the smaller town, over on, it overlooks sort of like Victoria and Bowen Island, if you guys are familiar with that, but it kind of overlooks basically the opposite direction. And over on this end here too, it's a little bit more, I would say, private than I would say with the newer areas like I showed you guys earlier. And ironically, it also happens that one of my good friends also lives here too, so I guess I thought it was kind of convenient to shoot a video while I'm going to their place. So for here, if you guys are wanting to visit this particular area, you'll be taking Highway 1, just like you always would be. And for this one, you'll be actually coming off of Exit 4 instead. Whereas the other properties I showed you would be out of Exit 10. Now with this area, since it's a lot more, I would say, private, it's kind of a lot tougher to kind of get a glance of what a lot of the homes look like, since a lot of them are, like I said, covered with trees and so forth. But I will be showing, I guess, the area where it's a little bit more open, just to kind of get a feel of it. But as you can see with the houses there, it will be more of an older style too. I'm sure you'll see it right away when I show you the homes. So while I'm also driving here, I would also actually like to mention that I used to actually, when I came here a long time ago, I remember the roads were actually quite a lot more narrow than it is right now. It's actually only recently they've actually, you know, widened it up. So especially during when it was, I guess, raining or when it was snowing, it actually was quite dangerous, because we're still on the mountainside. So I mean, you can imagine if you made a wrong turn, you just happen to go over the divider, I mean, you're literally, you know, falling off the mountain, right? So I'm not sure if there was any fatalities, but I know there were some serious accidents, so ever since then they have decided to widen up the road a bit. I guess it wouldn't be too bad as long as you're driving the right hand side, but I guess when you're coming back towards Vancouver, it's definitely a lot more dangerous there. Okay guys, so I'm just driving here now. This is a little bit of the older area of British properties here. Not sure if you guys can get a view of it, but as you can see, the houses here are a little bit more, I guess you can say, hidden or private, because there are a lot more covered trees. So it's actually really hard to show the homes actually here, unless you're actually, I would say, driving by slowly or walking. But there is actually one particular area where it is a little bit more open, where you can kind of get at least like a rough idea of just how the styling the houses are. So it's actually very similar to the houses I showed in my last video, my last British product video, like similar to that kind of style. But I would say here it's definitely a lot more of a private feeling, because there's a lot more trees here, as you can see, a lot more of a nature feel, and it is definitely quite a lot farther from the main city here. So here, actually, if I was to drive to the main city, which is Vancouver, it would probably take me, I would say, a good half an hour actually. Maybe 20 minutes if there wasn't traffic, but it's still a good drive, even with no traffic. So I'm sure you can see here, everything's a bit more open in this particular area. That's the reason I kind of chose to show it. But as you can see, the styling here is a little bit of older styling here. And I'll probably just end it with, I guess, with this particular house here. I believe my friend said, I'm not sure if I'm right or not, you don't have to quote me on this, but I believe my friend said one of these particular houses, I'm not sure if it's the left or the right one, was actually owned by one of our famous Canucks players. I'm not sure who it was, but I guess because back then when he was young, he wasn't too familiar with the hockey players. But yeah, he said to me one of them actually lived in one of these houses, who no longer lives here, of course, though. Okay guys, I guess I'll end it here. And of course, if there is anything else you guys want to mention or see, definitely comment below. Thanks so much.